So Vivian, is it true that druids are skilled in the art of shape changing?
She leans forward a little bit and turns into a sparrow and flies up towards the rooms.
A dart whisks past you as you're flying around. And as the dart whisks past you, you can see the little goblin down there, and he's just he doesn't throw another dart at you though. But the crowd is enamored with you being able to change shapes like that. Lots of oohs and ahs, and the troubadours are, playing this very melodic type of high-pitched music for you as you're flying around the stage. I guess you just land and turn back into Vivian.
She went up towards the room. She is now in her room.
Oh, really? Nice. So you fly up in the rafters and disappear. So Vivian's off the stage. Nice.
Damn you! How you figured that out and I couldn't? Damn it!
I love it. Great.
Let's have a round of applause for Vivian, everyone.
Oh, yeah, everybody just cheers and cheers and cheers. As the troubadours kind of fade the music out. And then as the... I'm not gonna... Alright. They're done with that. The troubadours quit the music. The crowd still cheers. And they're saying, "We want more! We want more!"
Spotlight comes back on me. And I say, as this dragon flew to the ground and attacked Draven and Rathgar, I checked the dragon for weaknesses and kept shouting to my companions every time I saw a weakness in the dragon's defense, as the rest of my adventuring companions set blast upon blast and blade upon blade upon this dragon, weakening it and weakening it. Draven, unfortunately, at one point in the fight, the dragon came with a mighty blow and knocked Draven to the ground, and Draven was not moving. I wait for the crowd's reaction.
What he says that I actually collapsed down to the ground, flew in front of the Venom Fang actor.
Yeah, as the crowd is booing, all kinds of rotten fruit is being thrown onto the stage again at this ever-trembling Venom Fang. And then the boos, they start to settle back down.
Fortunately, by the quick thinking of our companion, Frantisek, as the spotlight switches to Frantisek.
And I'll gesture and pretend to cast a spell, and actually I'm using like light.
What we're not going to do is some kind of great white or something like here and set the stage on fire and shit and 100 people
No.
Okay.
No fireball yet, but just like the light spell or something like that.
I gotcha.
And I'll call forth a healing word to raise our hero from the battlefield floor.
Oh, you get lots of cheers from that. They like that.
And then Draven jumps up to brandish his sword at Venom Fang once again.
And then he did it again.
Down he goes again.
But luckily, again, another spell will bring him forth. And again, same thing, light spell. Just kind of have him glow
Back up
momentarily.
Nice. And the crowd, they actually kind of chuckle as you stand up, Draven, and then get knocked back down immediately. You can start to hear some of the crowd starting to laugh as well.
The spotlight returns to me. I say, as you can see, bolstered by the great magic of Frantisek, Draven was able to endure his wounds and rise and continue to keep fighting Venom Fang.
Ooh. Oz.
As the battle went on, it started becoming desperate. Both sides were weakening. Fortunately, we have a great magician in the party who was able to turn the tide. As I flick a card over towards Nyx, and this card actually goes a little bit high, and as it goes high over Nyx's head, you see the form of Nyx just collapse to the ground.
Oh, the mannequin?
And the mannequin just collapses to the ground as the spotlight appears on the other side of the stage. And I'll let Nyx take it away.
The spotlight appears, there's nothing there, Dave, and then all of a sudden a little puff of smoke and I appeared.
Whoa, man! You get some cheers. You get cheers for that.
My friends were on the ropes. Everybody was getting knocked out and resurrected, knocked out and resurrected. I'm eyeballing Draven as I'm waving my hand. Knocked out and resurrected by the healing words of our cleric. When, lo and behold, I felt a great power swelling within me. The demon lord I have contained within my soul could not be restrained any longer. This dragon must fall. It was at that moment that I summoned the avatar of our great demon lord. And then at that moment I cast the three-tongued demon lord, as you know, that summoned that head of the demon lord that comes out at the top. Flaming tongues kind of lash out towards the dragon. Don't want to catch it on fire, or do I?
Not quite yet.
And as you know, rain is starting to sound like it's happening as you're describing all of this. You know, there's all kinds of other lighting that's been put upon you as well, Nyx. And thundering, they're waving
People
these
back there
tarps.
rumbling
Yeah.
those plates to make thunder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holding the rice in those tubes. Shh. Right, we've got it all going on. Feared for their very lives, the cleric could not cast enough healing spells to keep the poor paladin conscious. I make the demon head. Most of my spells have an element of illusion to them, so I can manifest these preposterous things. So,
Sure.
Yeah, I make the demon head kind of look like it's, you know,
Soaring across the
dragon.
crowd, and they're woo, and you got heads ducking down as they think this is real, and it goes against
Tongues are
the.
just lashing out everywhere.
Oh yeah. Oh, the ladies are just loving that as they look at it, and this tongue-lashing demon head hits the poor soul that's in the costume representing Venom Fang, and he does this epic. You know, he puts his hands up into the air, and then he lets out a loud dragon roar as he spins around. He spins around several times, and then the
finishing blow, man.
he spins around several more times as more of these, illusions hit the dragon, and by now the crowd is just enamored by this, and he spins a couple more times, and then goes on one leg, and then does a total flop and lands on the ground. And everybody just erupts. Yes. Yeah, they're starting to erupt as the light goes back on Draven.
As the beast was weakening, Draven, the dragon, decided that this fight was enough for him and tried to escape. However, Draven will tell you what happened as the dragon attempted to fly away. The spotlight goes to Draven.
Draven, wake up.
All right, Q. Hey, I was waiting for the spotlight, man. You can't change the cues in the middle of the action. Okay, so
This is when I saw your eyes closed, man.
as the spotlight finally comes back on the Draven, and the actor dragon tries to get away, Draven will bravely put himself between the dragon and his escape route, and holding his sword aloft and say, "You shall not get away today, dragon. Today you perish, and Phandalin shall remain free." As I interpose myself between the dragon and his escape route, I charged in to drive my sword deep into the dragon, and I'll like gently push my sword between like the arm and the dragon, under the arm and the chest, so it's like
Awesome.
people, so it looks like it goes in.
I was just fixing to ask that.
Then I'll whisper, "Fall down," and he'll fall over. And then me and my companion bravely rounded the dragon as it enters its final death throes. To see, and we cried aloud in joy as Fandolin was now free of the fury of Venom Fang.
And as you do that, as Venom Fang in a costume falls over, all of the blood capulets erupt inside of the tavern, and the entire, from the ceiling, from the front of the stage, Kill Bill style, blood just starts to spew all over the inside of the tavern, and the crowd erupts into a cheer that is louder than all of the others. As everybody is now covered from head to toe in this red, fruity type of paste that has been ejected onto the crowd. Everyone is on their feet, applauding to the great Draven and the Dragon Slayers.
The spotlight comes back to me, and I move to the front and say, wherever there is a wrong that needs righted, or a dragon that needs slaying, Draven and the Dragon Slayers will not be far away. Thank you, people of Fandolin, for listening to our tale. We will now sign your autographs at the front of the stage. Everybody, and I beckon for everybody to come up and take a bow.
Nice.
So yeah, we all go shuffle up to the front and take a bow.
Everybody's up there but Vivian. And you
You'll
even
always
have...
never see him.
You even have...
That Francis resurrected and make like it's Vivian.
A bunch of doves come up from behind you guys. Yeah. A bunch of doves come up from behind you guys. Rathgar's off on the side still doing push-ups with those kids on his back and stuff. Great job.
I like 12 kids with a pyramid on top of Good squad or some shit.
The crowd loves it. The crowd erupts. Great job, guys. I love that. That was good.
Thank you.
Dave, I'm like
To Rigby.
Let's
The
do
spoils will be
Uh,
dedicated.
let's go and say, oh, Radgar,
Yeah.
kids, that's not enough. Are there any more?
Get that fat chick to sit on you.
Actually, what happens is, he does a couple of push-ups, and then she just basically picks up Rathgar and throws him over her shoulder, and she just walks out of the tavern with him.
Whoa.
Oh wow! Oh yeah!
He's getting lucky tonight.
Brown cow.
Great job, everybody. That was awesome. Everybody can have max inspiration of 3 for that. That was beautiful. Good job.
Woo!
You guys did a hell of a job. That was fun.
And the
That
best
was
part about it
awesome.
was all a true story.
Yes. So as the show ends, lines form up. Vivian's still not around, and you guys sign autographs for the entire night. Now you know that in the morning, Zephyros is going to be back at the rendezvous point, to where you guys are going to need to, do all of your, meeting and tying up all of the ends. And then all of a sudden, as you guys are signing autographs, you hear literally the door burst off of the hinges almost, and someone runs in and yells, "Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! The bathhouse burglar was here! The bathhouse burglar was here! Oh my gosh! It said, oh my goodness! It said that someone named Navan was here, and it says, 'Glory to the cult of the Howling Hatred! Glory to the cult of the Howling Hatred! I thought we were over with the cult and the dragons!' Oh, and everybody's, whoa, woo, and now all of everybody great white style is trying to go out of the one exit at the front of the inn.
Right.
This
And
display, Dave. Watch out for it.
Yeah, and people are starting to get trampled, but nobody is hurt. Everybody is helped up and whatnot, and everyone is starting to congregate next door to the bathhouse. And the bathhouse, there's all written all over the front of the establishment. It writes, "Navan was here, the bathhouse burglar," and then it says, "Glory to all of the cults of the Howling Hatred."
well, Rigby, looks like you're off the hook. That's interesting. Interesting development, isn't it?
Speak of, Navan is obviously the bathhouse burglar.
Of course, yes. That's what I mean.
This day, written all over the bathhouse, no less.
And as you
Fine
guys
handwriting it is as well.
walk
Did he
outside,
steal the dirty wash water, or what did he do? I'm very perplexed at this.
A good horde of pantaloons were pilfered.
I walk up to the mayor. There's the mayor outside.
yeah, the town master, he's there, absolutely.
Mayor, can I speak to you in the town circle real quick?
Would you like to? It is Harbin Wester. Would you like to? Oh, I can't believe it! The Bathhouse Bandit, the Bathhouse Bandit. He's even given us his name. This Envon. Oh my goodness! I can't believe he could be here. He could be anywhere. He could be. Oh my goodness! We need to get to the town master's hall.
Does this bathhouse bandit chap your hides as much as he does mine?
He says, that is my favorite place of all. And of course, he and his wife is there and says, what had happened to the bathhouse? Honey, someone had told me that our bathhouse has been vandalized. And he says, I'm afraid it's true, darling. It is. The water has been tainted.
They're there. It'll be okay.
Oh,
Did you
Mayor,
drop a
good.
log in the water or something?
I'm
Mayor,
afraid
they
so.
Somewhere? Oh,
I'm
Mayor,
afraid
can I have
so.
a word with you at the town center, town square, please.
Yes, you can. Just as after we take this really quick 5-minute bio and drink break. All right, so let's grab another 5-minute break, and I'll see you guys back, and we'll wrap everything up. So thank you guys. The crowd is starting to amass outside as you guys walk out. There are these, all of these people are just congregating outside of, because the bathhouse is pretty much right next to the inn. The inn is here where the pointer is. The bathhouse is right next door, so there is a massive crowd out on the street, and now the street is turning into mud because you have rain. You have actually a pretty heavy rain starting to fall. Thunder into the background. You can see the sky lighting as the lightning strikes, and everybody is getting soaking wet. But there's this writing on the outside of the bathhouse, and it says the bathhouse bandit has struck again, and then it mentions Envon, and then it says glory to the cult of the Howling Hatred. So Rigby, you and the other adventurers, you all meet up with the town master, Torben.
She's still in her room, not knowing what the fuck's going on.
Okay.
Before we go to the town master, I wanted to take the mayor to the town center with me for a brief
Sure.
discussion.
Sure. He walks with you.
I go, Mayor, I take out a quill and write the name Navan on one of the wanted posters for the Bathhouse Bandit. I would like to donate my reward money for slaying the dragon to have you take these posters and mass produce them and send them to all the neighboring towns.
Are you sure you want to do that? That was a grand performance tonight. Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
You earned that
And
money.
if there's anything left over, give it to Mr. Rubadub to help with his place, and if there's anything left after that, you can give it to the orphans and widows of Phandalin.
Oh,
But I want,
yes.
I want like I would like to see hundreds of these posters made so we can catch this guy.
Okay. He takes it, unrolls it, and it's a wanted poster like what you have, but instead of you're on there, you're not on there anymore. It would be in Vaughn. So we'll show everybody what the wanted poster would look like once again. And now instead of you on there, it says wanted for disposing of feces into the Rub-a-Dub-Dub bathhouse in Fandolin. And it has a picture of this gentleman, which is you guys would know it of as Navon. And also Torben says that I will put up 1,000 of the town's money, and your portion is 250 gold. So we will make it just an even 1,250 gold reward, and I will have these printed at the Acme Printing Company in town, and we'll get those distributed to all the way down to the very southern tip of the Sword Coast, all the way up to Neverwinter. Maybe even, hell, I'll even have couriers take them all the way up to Luskin and actually Bryn Shander and the 10 Towns. We'll get
Mayor.
this bathhouse bandit. They ruined what I love, and he kind of slams his hand down. He says, that's my bathhouse too. I'm there every day, and I can't even go there anymore until it's been cleaned and sanitized. I'm sure Mr. Rub-a-Dub-Dub's got his hands full now for at least the next couple of days or so.
I'm right there with you, Mayor. With your help in mass producing these things and sending them all over the place, we can catch this guy.
You're darn tootin' we're gonna catch him. You're darn tootin'. So he takes the scroll from you and starts to walk into the town master's hall. Unbelievable. So it is night. You guys have kind of the crowd is starting to, especially with the storm coming, the bathhouse has been ransacked. Has been, you know what happens. But anyways, the crowd starts to disperse, and you guys have a great night's sleep. And the next morning arrives. Now,
Is this a good time for the flashback?
sure, yeah, exactly.
All right. Earlier that day, just imagine your screen is like waving in and out.
Sure, sort of like the puddle fade, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Earlier that day, Rigby and Nix were upstairs. You see, Rigby has 4 pieces of poster, and he has his kit has some kind of kit out, and he's creating 4 wanted posters.
This is why you guys are zipping up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which look identical to the ones out in the town square, except that they have Navon's face on them. You see Rigby giving these posters to Nix, and Nix packing them away in his bag. Downstairs, you see Nix and Rigby rolling Nix's mannequin into the room, and then you see Nix leaving for backstage to prepare to teleport in. Now let Nix take it from there.
All right, after the show begins, and I make myself unseen by casting a magic spell upon myself, I make haste over to the bathhouse area and confiscate the incriminating leaflets indicating Rigby in his natural guise, being the bathhouse bandit, and replace them with these hideous pictures of Navarre that we have contrived. And then I make haste into the bathhouse proper and have my way with all the ladies' fine undergarments, the thongs, the granny panties. I don't care. I grab them all.
Not discriminating at all, huh?
No. There's charm in each and every pair of pants.
Ew.
So yes, I make a nice take of it and defile the very waters of this bathhouse before painting, yes, before painting incriminating evidence against Navarre on the walls and outsides of it. And I managed to make myself back just in time to have a card fly above my head.
So the screen fades back into you guys sleeping in all of your beds. And the next morning comes, and breakfast is
It's in the
served.
middle
Yes.
of the night. Me and Rigby are the only ones up, and I'm divvying up the spoils with him.
Well, that's yeah, that's good.
We take turns picking which pair we will.
Yeah, Torben. The spoils is in the panties. I love it.
You see,
Oh, God.
Rigby took about a 2-hour absence. He said he needed to go out for a walk for a while
I understand.
after that show.
I understand.
In the middle of the night, you hear a scream, "Someone stole my underwear!" And it's the big chick that was off with,
Oh God.
It's the big chick that was off with Rathgar. She says, "Someone stole my underwear!"
In case we fall from the tower, now I have the means of a parachute.
Oh, you can use it as a bed sheet too, right?
Actually,
I love it.
mind the brown spot on.
So just as you guys, oh God, you guys wake up. Everyone gets down there for breakfast. It is served nice, and of course, it is still lightly raining outside. It is not. It's not really thundering anymore, but it's more just like
Wait, hold on just a minute.
Sure,
Hold on just a minute.
sure.
So this whole Navon thing was Nyx and Rigby setting him up. Is that what that was?
You just, yeah, that's what
clearing my
happened.
name and giving Colt some dirty laundry while we're at it.
And that's how you do shady shit around the paladin. Okay, carry on.
How's that for a mastermind rogue thing?
Carry on, sir. Well played. Well played. Okay.
I love it, man. I love it. So is it your berries and biscuits and tarts and pie and you have eggs, all kinds of sausage links and everything is being served to you. All of a sudden you know that it's about time to head back to the rendezvous point with Mr. Zephyros. Now, as you're eating, the owner of the tavern, he's all smiles this morning. And he informs you that, it was the best night at the Stonehill Inn in the existence of the Stonehill Inn being there for 10 years. And he says, we took in such a great take, and here's your share. As we discussed, here is a total of 1,500 gold as your share of last night's take. And everybody gets 250 gold apiece.
Please send my share to the mayor. I made some arrangements with him.
I have already done so, sir. So everybody will get. Everybody go ahead and add 250 gold to your character sheet.
Nice.
Yep.
Ooh, nice.
Yes. And that was your share. And you don't have to pay. There's no tabs, anything like that. He has told you that the tab, although the tab was quite exuberant from Barthen's provisions, he wasn't expecting a tab like that. That has also been calculated into everything. And he tells you if you ever want to come back, you are more than welcome. Toblin says, and you will never ever have to pay to stay here. You just show up and I will make room for you.
Well, you have my thanks, sir.
Yes, excellent, Tobin. Thank you very much. We are most appreciative of your hospitality and your fine inn.
Yeah, and all throughout the tavern. Yeah, and he rises a glass and has a drink with you as well. And as you're rising, you can see all around the tavern there are these wanted posters now of Invan. So yes, the due diligence of the Acme printer inside of
They were
Phandalin.
busy all morning.
Yes.
churning these things.
They were hard at work all night long printing these out. And as you guys finish up breakfast and whatnot. You're able to make any last transactions that you would like to make inside of Phandalin before you meet Zephyros at the rendezvous point an hour away within the next hour to hour and 15 minutes. So do you guys want to do anything else? And you can have that. You can have that in gold. You can have that in gems. You can have that any way that you like.
Dave, the only thing I wanted to do, just kind of on our way out as we're heading down the road, I'm going to stop by the shrine and see if I can't pick up a flask of holy water.
Absolutely.
Just because you never know. So
Sure. You can have a flask of water for the price, whatever it is, in the PHB. I think it's what, 50 gold, 25, 50, something like that.
I'll look it up.
Potions
Okay,
you can
thank you,
get
sir.
from Barthens. You can get potions from either Barthens or the Line Shield Coster. So if you guys want to pick up any potions, anything like that.
Oh
you can
yeah,
pick
I've only
this up
got
too.
one, so I'll pick up a couple potions as well.
Okay, whatever it is in the player's handbook, you can. All that stuff is drag and drop in the items section. So, and if it's not in there, I'll make sure it's in there for you.
I'll buy some supplies to fill up my disguise kit and forgery kit, since I probably
Okay.
used a lot out of this.
Oh yeah, you used a bunch. What about Vivian and Krusk? What about you two? Making any last minute requisitions before you head back to Zephyros' tower? The Tower of Power?
Yeah, I was looking for something, but I cannot find it immediately
What's that?
inside the store.
What are you looking for, Krusk?
Some armor with some spikes on it.
Well, I don't have the means to do that here, but I bet you, down at the Lion Shield Coster, I bet you, Lanine can take care of that for you. So if you want the spiked armor, go ahead and deduct the money from it, because she has some at the Lion Shield Coster for you. So pay whatever it costs from the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, and add it to your sheet, sir.
So you said we got 250 gold, is what you said?
That is your portion of, yes, of the reward for killing Venom Fang, and also for the performance last night. 250 apiece. In gold, in silver, you can have 250 gold and copper if you'd like. Well, yeah, or gems or whatever you want. Have fun carrying all that, but yeah.
One thing I do need is I do need to get a whetstone. Got to keep my weapon ready.
All right, no problem. You go ahead and add it on your sheet. And as you get back to the rendezvous point, you see the floating mage tower with the awesome mage hat on top. Zephyros, he greets you. And remember, this is what Zephyros looks like. A charming looking cloud gentleman.
Ah, it looks like our cloud has arrived, gentlemen. Up the stairs we go.
Gentlemen.
It does.
And ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, Vivian. No offense.
So everybody gets back on board. I'm sorry, Vivian.
Just it adjusts the boobs.
You start to travel again as Zephyros welcomes you back. He asks you if you had an enjoyable stay in this small folk town. And he,
It was uneventful.
well, I hope you got some rest out of it at least, he says.
We got our cold weather supplies as I kind of do a twirl with my fur jacket and stuff on.
And your boots with the fur on, stuff like that. Yeah, he goes,
My long mink coat or whatever the fuck, rabbit skin or whatever goes with it.
you are all striking looking little folk, and I am glad that you are in my presence, as he waves his hand, and the tower starts to take off.
Relics while we were gone.
What was that, Miss Vivian?
We're taking care of relics while we were gone.
I was trying to find out information about the stone that was taken from the humans, and unfortunately I found out nothing. So you guys travel for another 8 to 10 days or so. And who's on watch outside? You guys are usually taking turns going outside.
I'm on watch.
Okay. So as you're cruising at a massive cruising speed of the castle at its slow pace, all of a sudden, off into the distance, Krusk, you can see a huge silver dragon that is gliding through the clouds as it's kind of circling the tower. And it's approaching rather quickly. And as it does a couple laps around the tower, and it starts to fly closer, you can actually see clutched in its talons, there are quite a few dangling, looks like dangling claws, but as it gets closer, these dangling claws now appear to be heavily armored dwarves clutching weapons as this thing flies closer and closer and closer to the tower.
I take my horn and I blow on it like there's something going on.
Okay. So you guys hear the horn as you guys are inside of the tower, inside of Zephyros' tower. You hear that Krusk horn starts to blow. Oh, where's my horn? Oh, I don't have the horn anymore. It was repoed. The horn sound was repoed.
It's repoed?
It was repoed, yeah. From the SoundCloud. So what are you guys doing as you hear a Krusk horn being blown?
It immediately sprint outside, and I send Dawnbringer aloft to maybe give me some eyes on what's happening, and head out.
I'm back, not sure what that was.
Okay, welcome back. Yeah, basically what had happened is you heard Krusk horn blow.
What in the devil is all that racket?
Oh, we have to go and see what he's blowing his horn for.
Oh my god.
That's what you hear. Oof, nice horn.
That's what she said.
All right, so I guess everybody rushes outside. Well,
Yeah.
as everyone is rushing outside, you see this huge dragon, much larger than Venomfang that you had just faced some 10 days prior. This thing looks to be like an ancient silver dragon. And in its talons are a number of dwarves, and there's some also riding on the back and whatnot. And probably 6 or 7 dwarves. And then all of a sudden the dragon whisks by the tower, and the dwarves are released, and you can hear the dwarves yelling, "Death to the Cloud Giant," as they all charge towards you, weapons in hand, and that's where we're going to end for today.
Ah.
Wow. All right.
Wow.
It's raining dwarves, huh?
It is. It is raining dwarves, yes, with a huge silver dragon. So great game today, guys. That was awesome.
Yeah, GG day.
Yeah, I'm glad to have things kind of back to some normalcy.